I'm telling you, man, some of y'all sound like you never been punched in the face.
I haven't.
Some of y'all could use a good punch to the face. Oh, yeah, I want to watch athletes on steroids kill each other. You never played a sport in your life. You must be a fat little nerd. Or why would you wear a grown man's jersey? It's honorable and respectful for the team and the sport of your state. It's like being a patriot in the great country of America.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? Someone needs to punch you in the face.
I'll take it from you, Mike.
I'll take a punch from you too, Mike.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So I'll drive over and take it.
I bet you won't.
I will.
I bet you won't
I will
take a
take
punch from me.
I will take it from you. Absolutely. No doubt. Out of respect for you, I absolutely will.
Yeah, out of respect.
Yeah, no question.
All right.
I tell you, you won't take it. You'll wake up in the ICU.
Ben Saunders put me to sleep already. I've already used to go to sleep from people from Orlando.
Here's what I'll do, Mike. I'm going to get my lawyer to draw up whatever we need to protect you. And if Matt continues the stupidity, we'll get it done and you'll be legally covered.
I don't think it was Matt, really. I think it was that other guy.
It was, Mike. You're right.
Well, but Matt's the one who said it would be honorable to take a punch from you.
Absolutely. I'll share the ring with you.
But, Mike, I should clarify. I don't think steroids should be legal in MMA or boxing or wrestling. I'm talking about
sports.
I'm talking about, like, baseball. I think, everybody wants home runs. You're not going to get home runs if look at everybody who won the home run derby. They were all on steroids. They were all Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire. They were all on steroids. So anyhow, I should have clarified that.
But an impact sport like football, I thought you were talking about football.
No.
Football is pretty dangerous.
Yep.
Those guys, CTE is real over there.
Yep.
250 pounds running at you, 100 miles an hour, smacking helmets together.
Yep.
Not safe.
Totally agree with you.
But here's what I want to say about the steroids. I like the documentary where they talk about let everybody use it, but then under medical care, because everybody's putting chemicals in their body over the counter from GNC or supplement stores. We have no idea what's in these products. They're just being mass-produced from China or whatever. So going through a lab like Lance Armstrong, having doctors make something that you can perform optimally and recover optimally that's safe.
But that's not a combat sport.
Level, but that should be level.
Oh, yeah, because doctors are so great.
Right.
Doctors they do whatever the government tells them to do, and they tell everybody go get a COVID shot, and it killed so many people.
No doubt.
The doctors just know everything they're talking about. No, whatever pays their bills.
Let me tell you something, and I don't want to tell too much because of HIPAA, but I know someone that has cancer and thought he was dying 3 weeks ago, and he was just told by a doctor, you don't need chemo, you don't need radiation.
No question.
There is something else we can do to save your life, and they are doing that and not the chemo. So, yeah, like these doctors know, it's just not right. But anyway, let's talk about you coming to town in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, big time. July 20th, Platinum Mike Perry versus Jake Paul, main event. Most valuable promotions, the Zone pay-per-view. Go to ppv.com, watch on television, or go to ticketmaster.com/MVP and get your tickets. Go to the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida.
Hell yeah.
He's a promotion machine right there, Mike. Fantastic job.
Always has been.
How are you going to, and I've known you a long time, how are you going to just make this another fight? This is a big deal.
Well, any of my fights, they're not just another fight. I mean, it's a Platinum Mike Perry fight. It's a violent night. It's organized violence that people want to see, and I bring it. I don't dilly-dally in there.
With that said, there's been a lot of things said about Jake Paul, about contracts that are signed, about stipulations. Are there any stipulations in this fight?
No, absolutely not. You think I go through contracts? You think I read? I just push up, I lift weights, and I punch people in the face, man. I run miles. I get my workouts in. I diet. I exercise. I do ice baths. I do everything I need to do. I take my vitamins and my BCAAs and some of my supplements, proteins, creatine. I do everything I need to do to perform at the highest possible level. And I was born with something in my blood, in my heart, that God had given to me. He knew I was going to be a fighter.
Mike, is there any truth to the notion that coming from MMA, and I know you've boxed before professionally, but coming from MMA, when people use 4-ounce gloves to using a 12-ounce glove in a boxing match, is there a big difference in your arms? Do your arms get tired quicker than when you do with MMA gloves? Does that factor at all into preparing for the fight?
You know, I train with 16-ounce gloves on. I don't really get where.
I always thought
a lot of MMA fighters do train with the bigger gloves. I don't know why they're getting tired. They're not punching properly, to be honest with you. Perfect practice makes perfect, and you got to know what you're doing. I'm the best brawler boxer that's ever been in the UFC. I've always been a puncher, a boxer, and I knocked out a bunch of MMA guys. Didn't care about their kicks, didn't care about their wrestling or grappling until I got to the highest level in the world, and guys still ran and pointed and tried to find other ways to beat me. They never truly tried to defeat me in there. I lost, 6 decisions. I ran into the freaking hardest head kick you can run into, and Cowboy Cerrone was smart. He figured me out before he ever got in the ring with me, and he knew he wasn't going to fight me until he got the chance to grab a hold of my arm. Now, you live and you learn. And, I'm in a position right now where everybody I fight has no choice but to fight me with their hands. And that's my strongest aspect. I got chin and I got power.
Is there a big size difference between you and Jake?
I don't think so. He said he was 230, but we never truly saw it. He looked a little flabby, but he was just trying to bulk up for Mike Tyson, but I think he's the same size he was a couple years ago when I sparred him, and I've gotten bigger and better as well as he has, but I think he's still green. I think he's still new to the fight game. I've got over 30 professional fights, and he's got 10, but his 10 were in the boxing ring only, and, I got the bare-knuckle boxing experience as a proven toughness, and back in the day, before they put gloves on, there was bare-knuckle boxing, and those guys started putting gloves on to get in the ring. So, and let it be known, he doesn't want to come into my arena and do what I want to do and do bare-knuckle boxing. I like punching people bone on bone, but I really don't mind punching them with the gloves on. I think a 10-ounce glove is going to carry a huge impact, and I'm looking to change his face.
Last time Jake Paul fought in Tampa, his gimmick was giving his opponent a Rolex. So you need to make sure that he gives you a Rolex when you both get to Tampa.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. I got everything I need. I don't need a watch. I can tell the time myself. I got my cell phone, and I don't want nothing to do with none of his gimmicks or anything like that. I signed up for this fight. I'm going to take the money that was given to me or that is going to be given to me, and I'm going to do what needs to be done to get my hand raised. I'm going to pummel that kid and punch him up against the ropes and make him run for me all night long until I catch him.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, Mike. I am so ecstatic to hear you say that because a lot of people think that Jake handpicks his opponents, and if he did handpick you, he picked the wrong dude.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough night for him.
Honestly, that's a great statement, Mike. And how did this happen? Because everybody does say Jake, picks what he wants and picks, opponents that he knows and thinks he can beat. Right. But anybody who knows anything, and that's why I brought up about the contract, I've told people, I know Mike, there is zero chance that any of that could happen. How did you pull this off? How did you get him to agree to fight you?
Well, he's been training, and he didn't want to sit around, and lots of comments on the internet. A lot of people have been saying for quite some time now, Platinum's been out here killing the game. I've been hurting people in bare knuckle. I've proven my toughness time and time again. I've been winning for the last 3 years, and, Jake just hasn't quite fought someone with my caliber of brawling and toughness and, been on a winning streak. So he hasn't really fought someone on a winning streak, and and he remembers what happened in that sparring those years ago. He wants to see where he's at, what he's learned since then, and he wants to take every chance he can to try to get the upper hand in this matchup. But I think he messed up when he said 199 pounds is the weight class, because I've bulked up. I put on some muscle, about 10 pounds of muscle, and I've been working so hard and training so hard, and I'm tougher than ever. I'm stronger than ever, bigger than ever, faster than ever, and meaner than ever. That's for damn sure.
You certainly sound it.
Yeah.
This is. You can just tell in your demeanor and your voice that this isn't the Mike Perry that we talk to on a regular basis, and I like it.
I mean, I'm ready to fight, man.
And I think you're right. I think Jake needs a victory over somebody that's credible and respected, and you certainly earned that being the king of violence. So he needs someone like you, and I think that's why he did pick you, because in order for him to get the respect that he hasn't gotten yet, he needs to have a victory over a Mike Perry.
Or a fight against somebody like that, not necessarily a victory.
Well, he ain't gonna get that damn victory, but
yep.
I mean, it's good for me because I'm gonna get that victory over him, which, it doesn't matter. People online, people are saying, oh, who is that about me, acting like they don't know what I've been out here doing. Well, they obviously haven't been following the fight game. And then, when I beat the YouTuber or the Disney boy, they're going to say, well, it was just, finally Jake Paul fought a real fighter, and a real fighter showed what real fighters do. So it's like it's a win-win, it's a lose-lose, but at the end of the day, it's a win for me, because when I get in the ring with him and I show the world what I can do, sky's the limit. After I beat Jake, so many doors are going to open.
Well, Mike, you've already been to the top. You've fought at the highest levels. I think the world already knows what you can do. So how important to you and to your career is a win against Jake?
Well, the next one's always the best one, man. Everything happens for a reason. The man standing across from you is an important part of the process. And, when I'm in that ring with him and, I'm looking to have a great fight. I expect to get hit by Jake. He's got some knockout power. He was able to knock out some guys that we don't know about, some guys that we have never heard of, and he was able to hit them with some shots and lay them flat on the floor. And that's just not what's going to happen with me. I don't know if I got some power, and I've been training this boxing, so I might just hit him with a clean one that hurts him bad. If he couldn't beat Tommy, and Tommy didn't even put his hands up, if Tommy could take the shots, I know I'll take the shots. And, I'm looking to hurt Jake, whether it be one hard shot or I'm just smothering them so much that the ref has no choice but to step in.
And Mike, I want to remind our audience that I was there with Randy when you stole the crowd and the thunder from Charles Oliveira, the Brazilian Cowboys walkout song, with your dance inside the octagon waiting for him to arrive. And you have the same star power as Jake Paul, not just the fighting credentials that we spoke about, but you are an entertainer through and through, and you are a bigger star and a bigger force, and everybody's in for a treat this time, man. This is going to be amazing right here in our backyard in Tampa at Amalie Arena. Don't miss this event, fight fans. It will be entertaining for sure.
Definitely going to be the toughest fight Jake Paul's ever been in. It's just, I don't know if he'll give me the toughest fight I've ever been in.
Well, we will find out in